Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. So yeah, I know last time the audio wasn't so great in terms of the microphone. Hopefully, fingers crossed, this fixes everything. The audio for the main anime won't be fixed 100% only because of copyright reasons. It needs to be below a certain thing. You need to tweak things a little bit. But yeah, no, I hope you guys enjoy it. Because of that, because we are going into the director's version, which is episode 7. Be prepared because, long story short, it is going to have to be cut into two separate pieces, which is essentially like episode 12 and 13. So it will be titled as such, and I'm just letting you guys know so that way you guys are prepared. But it is now the director's cut. But yeah, anyway, with that being said, please like, comment, and subscribe. And also, please feel free to share this video around if you know anybody that likes a psychologist, psychoanalyzing the characters or whatever it may be. Let them know to hit this place up and I'd love to view other people's opinions and just see where things are going. Of course, don't spoil anything. Uh I know that some people were spoiling some things in the chat. Luckily it got erased again, but you just keep an eye out for that. Thanks guys. Anyway. Oh, I love the fact that he's like so involved with the village. Oh. Well, quick pause. It's adorable, right? Because he sort of brought this on himself, which is essentially like in the previous episodes, he was doing like fantastic. Don't get me wrong. Like the fact that he was able to step up and, just step up to the plate and be like, hey, like with Rem, for example, you know, I'm going to be here for you. Like, I am here for you. Like, you're not alone. Like Ramp has her story and you have yours. Like, let's talk about this, right? He was able to go ahead and like just converge on so many different points. And to the villagers, I'm sure he seems like a hero, right? Like someone that's at the moment acting like the intermediary between themselves and the people in the mansion, right? Which is in a weird way kind of like messed up to think about it, that this is like the first good interactions that they're having together, right? Granted, I'm sure that the maids used to go down there, but they were never as friendly as they are right now with him being involved. So just thinking things through, it's such an impactful moment to see him actually rallying up the village members behind the people of the mansion. So yeah, let's just go ahead and continue. Yeah, dude. So I guess this is where he starts to come off again, like his bad habits start to pop out, right? Which is like, one, you weren't invited to this like little meeting that they're having for a reason, right? And instead of cutting off and being like, all right, let me focus on myself, I've clearly handled 1,001 things that normal people don't. He's like, let me try and get him as involved as possible and be nosy and try and find out what's going on, right? In the process, though, the like if someone were doing this, right, and I was the butler of another person or whatever, and I was in their standings, and this individual comes up, is giving me the most luxurious tea, is clearly wanting information out of this. What is that telling you, right? Number one, sort of a Weasley dude, and number two, like what do they have to gain out of this? And I think that's an important aspect that he keeps forgetting. Just because you have return by death doesn't necessarily mean that everyone will react to you as that hero that you sort of wanted to be. Also, you have been in this mansion for like 4 or 5 days in real time, but in like in your time, you've been here for a long time, so you can't go on pertaining onto this chummy mood thinking that nothing bad is going to come out of it. And that's sort of where like I'm just seeing it head just with this interaction with this dude. So, oh, what a cutie. Whoa. Uh, All right, before, yeah, no, 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 no. Anytime he agrees to something, and I've said this before, I'll say in every single one of those like videos that he pops up. Anything he says to do, I would probably do the opposite. If I was gonna be realistic with you, if he told me to go west, I'd go east. If he told me to go north, I'd go south. If he told me to do something, I'd do the opposite. Because clearly, right, like I don't know, it's just every time that like it might just be again paranoia that I have, but like every time he says to do something, it goes the other way, right? So also, and this is what's really grinding my gears about his statement right now. You have just known this dude for 4 or 5 days, and you've known him for 4 or 5 days. Monsters attacked a couple of days after his visit, you know, and you're trusting him with the person that might be the queen. Like, if no one else is catching on to how fishy this is as a person to just transpire, and granted that like it has shown a lot of realistic element in the show, like for me, this is like one of the biggest red flags yet, which is essentially like over trusting someone to go ahead and do something. My question is, why does he want him to go? Does he want him to go and succeed and actually become, I don't know, like a caretaker or like get treatment and thank everyone? Or does he want him to fail and, sort of become a laughing stock and in the process just like thank everyone? I don't know. I don't know. But what I do know is that right now, he is fishy. He is probably one of the fishiest individuals that I see on. Oh, shit. Couldn't have said it better myself. It's like your eyes, like a lot of people think that the eyes are the window to the soul, but just based off of that reaction, if he has seen hell itself, then that's worth a million. Like a veteran warrior, like a martial artist will always be able to tell more like another martial artist apart in the first second of battle, right? From an inexperienced individual. I'm guessing it's the same thing if you've actually been through hell, essentially, and back. So I just wonder, right, if this isn't some sort of dark omen, because I don't know how to put it. People that mask tend to not want to like expose all the emotions that they've been like charging in until it's too late, right? Sometimes like that can cause a psyche break. For those of you that don't know what a psyche break, it's usually a psychological break in your conscious or subconscious in which like all your emotions come pairing out. So for a short period of time, you could even go into like such states of remission, like where you're just rocking back and forth, you can't really talk, extreme depression, extreme anxiety. It represents itself in a variety of ways, but ultimately it leads to like a fuselage of just your emotions pouring out and being challenged and confronted. Like that is honestly one of the best ways to go ahead and like get all that out there and try to heal and try to like, I don't know, become a better version of you. So I just hope it doesn't lead to that, because so far, right, we've seen it once in the episodes before where he's rocking back and forth in the bed and he's like scared to do anything. But if that keeps increasing, how high does it have to go before it hits the ceiling, right? So let's just go. Isn't that the most adorable thing in the world? Oh my god, that's adorable. Ah, ah. Sorry. Anyway, I just saw it and I was like, I what? What? All right. Anyway. Okay. Knowing Etho, he has a very anxious attachment style. Like she has just laid a fine line in the sand for the first time. I brought you here to do this. Follow it, right? Like, do what you have to do. But this is like don't worry about me. Like, I can handle this. Like, let me prove myself. I'm guessing he's gonna fuck it up. I'm being straight up with you. It's not so much because you can say, "Oh, well, you know what? He's a moron, and he'll do that." No, 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 no. Take all those like negative thoughts, throw them down. Let's talk about him as a base character, right? Someone with an anxious attachment style that we've seen, right, where he just latched onto her, and for some reason, this is the form that he feels secure in, right? When he's with her, he feels as though he has like a secure attachment, which we know it's not, right? So just based off of that, I have a feeling that he's gonna go snooping around and probably find some trouble based off of that. And also, if you're going, say that this is a meeting that's held with high-ranking officials, right? How are these officials selected? And second off, are you even allowed to be in there if you're not part of that ranking officials? You have to watch your tongue, you have to watch what you say, and you have to watch your code of honor, right? So it's like if I, for example, if I were to go ahead and like, if I were to do my thesis dissertation again, right? I have to watch exactly what I'm saying, who I'm talking to, the way I'm presenting information, everything, or else it's going to be used against me. It is the smallest details that matter the most. But for Subaru, again, we've talked about this. He's an individual that like will keep hitting his like head against the wall and like grab the big pictures, smash them together, and be like, okay, we'll make them through. So I wonder how he's gonna get through this. I wonder if he's actually gonna go like respect her wishes and like try and develop that self confidence that he needs, because that would be wonderful to see. Or if he's gonna let his anxious attachment get the better of him and see his anxiety just push through. Wow. Okay. So, in a realistic setting, let me break this up again. What just happened in a matter of seconds, right? The power dynamic was instant. And in a realistic setting, Julius just won in a second, right? Number one, like, the best thing he could have done was stayed quiet, observed, and respected. Following those three things, he could have had the upper hand and probably, like, shown off more than he can do, right? Because Julius seems as though he's like person of higher standing, probably like a guard, a knight, something, right? The moment that you show your face and you start acting with jealousy, with your insecurities and everything blasted off, what does that show? It shows that one, you're probably not really good at making the decisions that need to be in order to protect the person that you care about. And two, you just came off as a child. He literally just embarrassed him as a child. So I wonder if how he's going to take that going forward, and if Julius is going to be a prominent part of the show. So, again, okay. So the reason why I'm staying quiet about that girl and specifically is because I'm still putting my thoughts together. I'll give you guys like a full breakdown as soon as it hits a point where I'm like confident enough to say something, right? But, or you know what? I can say some things right now. I wonder if she's who's the person that gives punishment? A sadist? Because a masochist is, you guys know she likes to give punishment, or like she'll be very cold. Seems as though she'll be very hard natured, but yet in that hard natured lays truth, right? So like she might be a complete just horrible person. We'll put it politely, but she wants you to learn something or pick up something. right? And in that brief interaction with these two, once again, he is laying the groundwork for why he can't be trusted to think critically for himself. Like getting into a fight just because another man is accompanying Amelia, what signals is that doing? And for example, the face that she's doing right now, it's like sort of that like take back step. Like, what are you mouthing off to? And also, who is this dude? Is he a bodyguard? Is he a knight? Is he what is he? Is he a nobleman? Are you just insulting, I don't know, like a wise man, a king? Like, what are you doing? So, jumping into the fray, I wonder where this is going to lead him. Right. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay, guys. Holy shit. Okay. So, r- okay, I'm not even gonna say, I'm just taken back. This whole, like, it's hitting a point where it's like, hey, I'm not even taking Rem with me. And, like, she can fight. Like, I've been with her for years. Why should I take you? Like, and realistically, like, why should she take him? There's nothing useful that he adds to this meeting or would add to the meeting, right? My thing is, if he is a smart individual, again, I brought this up in like the first couple of episodes. What does a promise mean in this culture? We keep jumping through like cultural things where he just makes assumptions that like, oh, it's all the same. But what does a promise? What does this event mean for them? What does just the connections that they have? For example, that face that she gave them when she was like, "Oh, do you know that girl? Do you distrust me? What's going on? Who is this individual? What's happening?" Like there's a lot that needs to be put like placed together, but he needs to take these steps. If he doesn't take these steps and like push for it, like push to try and make these connections, you will always be in the wrong. So as an individual, ask questions. Be curious. If you have a friendship group and you notice that shit's going sideways, ask. I think most people would prefer that you ask and be like, hey, what's okay? What's not okay? What can I do? What can't I do? And you make assumptions and like make an ass out of you and them. So I just hope like that he's because like in Rem's eyes, don't get me wrong, like I think Rem is absolutely adorable. And like in Rem's eyes, Subaru is probably like not a savior, but like an individual whom she can love and whom she can trust because he has earned that trust, because he has, shown her a path from her trauma. Amelia hasn't had that. I don't think anybody else has. 4 or 5 days, 6 days maybe have passed, and he expects them to trust him into this important meeting. What? Anyway, sorry guys. It blows my mind a little. All right. Uh, cute. Oh my god. But also, I just thought about this. This I'm gonna put it in this terms because it literally happened to someone I know, right? So imagine, right? You, essentially, it is a meeting of the most important professors in uh, the psychology department, right? I'll go with this example. And they're trying to pick who the head of the new psychology department's going to be, or the math department, or whatever, right? And all of these individuals have like their glowing reference, their university that they taught, like that came from, the professor that was there with them, and they also brought along like I don't know, 5, 7 different reports, like thesis, examples, whatever. What would you show in those reports? How would you show? And sorry, I'm saying, like, I'm thinking through it because I'm trying to phrase it correctly. How would you show those reports? Would you start off with your weakest, or would you only show your strength? Right? Because you're trying to compete with other people. So in this situation, say that because he has this weird thing where he's like, I gotta save her, man. I gotta go up there. I gotta get in, man. This is how I get in. This is the story. This is like it's supposed to work this way. If you go in and you make an embarrassment of yourself, what have you just done? Not just of yourself, you have literally embarrassed the individual that you're trying to be there for. He is. It's interesting because I talk about relapse, right? And like he had been improving significantly, and just now his knowing Subaru, knowing the fact that he bangs his head against the door, he will try and get this done. Is it going to be successful? Like all of his attempts? No, more than likely not. But it's sad. It's sad because like you need to go through these failures to learn. And yes, it can be cringy. Yeah, it can hurt like hell. If you're with an individual that oftentimes has like issues with either drug addiction, mental health, or whatever, it can be tiresome. I will be honest with you. You can get embarrassed from some situations, whatever, even if like, you're healthy or whatever, right? But these individuals get better. These relapses that happen allow them to grow and become a better individual. So, oh, where can I find the REM? She is literally the best, but the worst. Like, I love her, but holy crap, what a bad decision. Like, let me just like quickly mention this, right? Oh yeah, no, you totally want to go in there, and I totally know what's happening in this meeting that they're at with Roswell and what happens to be important people, right? And instead of saying, hey, you know, I adore you enough to tell you like, hey, don't go, like wait, you can talk about like saving her or your emotions and feelings when she comes back. No, I'm just gonna turn my back and I'm purposefully gonna go in the kitchen for hours, do whatever you want. Ooh. Oh, you can trust someone all you want, but you also have to put those limits or else you get hurt in the process. So, oh no. You're a scumbag in general at this point, man. But that's fine. So we already know her attitude. The world is supposed to work in her favor. She is a candidate for queen, and she literally just brought you. Aren't red flag, jump out the fucking carriage and go. Like, I'm shocked. Like, don't get me wrong, I love like politics, but it also takes like a brain and a half to put this together. And oh no, oh no, 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 oh no, what have you done? Oh, he's here. Wait, oh, him? Rah. Oh, don't tell me that Ram is a male too now. Damn. Don't get me wrong, like a trap? All right. Fair enough. You didn't ask. Okay. So, okay, so clearly this uh, girl with the star in her head and kind of like, ugh, Russian looking vibe with the whole thing on top and everything. The lolly, best way to put it. It's very business oriented, right? So let's make a quick, like, just based on their looks, right? On nothing else but body language, military personnel, business, right? So if you were to go ahead and approach these individuals and try to gain their favor, how would you do it? Implement business ideas that would probably be revolutionary. Probably trust in working your way as an like source of information, probably because information it runs both in business, military matters, and a thousand other things, right? So information could probably please both of them. Um, Trust. I think that's another major thing. Money for her definitely, just based on that. Time is money. Uh, and off of her stance, I don't know. Let's see. Time is money. Time is limited. Time is money. Time is limited. So I wonder for her, right? Like she does a lot of actions, like, just going off of the designs, right? Probably has like I hope that you can see my little mouse up here. It's probably going to be covered by the little like background thing that I put on it. But for the lowly, it's probably going to be cut like running a megacorp business. If you have money, you can do a lot in any world. Even if we're going to take it back to our own, where uh, the richest individuals sort of own a big portion of government, and they could go ahead and finance their own things. We're going to talk about military perspective, right? Just think about like what do they bring to the table, right? Business acumen to the point where they can go ahead and say that she's a genius business leader or whatever. You can keep the country flowing, right? You know how to run businesses, which probably means that you can keep your country stable. If we're going off of just the formalities and the whole time is limited, uh, probably taking actions and campaigns and whatever. So your successes bring country favor. So what is the third one going to be? What the one that's rather rude? She comes off as a general leader. Wait, no way. No way. Oh. Oh. Okay, well then this is a perfect time to stop for I guess I'll break this up into two parts just to make it easier on myself and on you guys. Holy shit. Okay. So just breaking it down. Time is money, time is limited. Time is fortune, or I guess, or time is on my side. Because, she said that like things go her way, so I'll put it that way. What would Emilia's be? Like literally time repeats itself because Subaru keeps going back in time until things are fixed. And then felt, what would hers be? Like, I don't know. But if I were to go ahead and as of this moment select one person to be like the queen, right? If this was my decision, I'd probably go with Phil. Only reason is because of the like one, it'd probably bring a lot of chaos to the kingdom if I'm being completely honest with you, and it'd probably overturn a lot of rules and regulations. Because knowing the fact that like she came from pretty much nothing and just trying to see like the way that she'd impact the certain situations around her, right? I feel like Emilia doesn't show a lot of confidence and will probably question a majority of her decisions, which is fine as a leader. It is perfectly okay to question your decisions. But I wonder if at the moment where she stands right now, I don't think she'd make a good leader, right? Business acumen, sure, but then would you be willing to sell out your own country if you become that successful? Military prowess, okay, sure, you can have all these things, but then what happens to like all the other sides? You know, you can make great conquest, but at the same time, you need to be able to manage the interior as to what's happening. And last but not least, someone that's always lived, like, if she's only seen the whites of the apples and never the skin, does that make her fit to know what's happening on the outside as a nobleman in? So you clearly have these five selections that are happening, right? And as I stated, like currently, I don't think any of them are ready. But like, if I were to pick one as of this moment, it'd probably be Felt. Um, so flipping this in its head, the dragon, right? So who, what, where? Remind me, what is the dragon, right? Um, and what significance, like in a non-spoiler way, what significance does the dragon play in the story? Like, for example, is the dragon capable of traveling through time? Is a cat dragon capable of doing certain things? There's so many questions that come to mind, and I hope that this is as interesting as it is for you, because this is going to be a long video, guys. Think about it. Like, I'm looking at my screen right now, it's like 50 something minutes, and I know it's not going to be that long on YouTube, but and it's just the first half of the thing. I'll probably like one day, like it takes off or whatever. Like when we get more viewers, I'll probably end up just putting my entire 50 minute, 50 whatever minute thing on like Vimeo or something, just to like you guys can experience this with me. But yeah, so what does a dragon mean, and what significance does it have? And if there's a dragon, are there any other things? Like, is there a great knight, a great sage, a great wizard? Who are these people? What role in history have they played? Do they have any descendants? I think that's the biggest thing. If there are people, for example, if the queen, did the queen have children, right? The previous queen or king, where are they? Okay, are they the selection candidates? Okay, so now with knights, right? Who are the great knights beforehand? Do they have children? Where do they go? Do they have apprentices even? Because sometimes like the greatest apprentice of a knight or a sage or whatever will probably always carry the lineage. So just super important thoughts that I think need to be discussed and need to be thrown out there. But with that being said, I am going to record the next episode tomorrow, so that way I can go ahead and put it out there as quick as possible, and that way I can get some sleep because it's 3 in the morning and I still need to edit this. So perfect. I'm going to go ahead and just quickly do this and put this out, so that way you guys can get this almost immediately and get one in the morning and then the following one the next day. Ooh, I know. I told you guys getting this PC would make things a lot easier to go ahead and get this done. But once again, guys, thank you guys so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Practice some self-care. Let me know what you guys did in the comments for self-care. Like, share, comment, subscribe, and like, yeah, as I said, share it around, guys. If you guys have like groups, Facebook groups, community, Reddit, whatever, throw it up on there. I'm also gonna be streaming, right, usually every night on Twitch at Psyculturist. So as it says like right there and in the title of my YouTube channel, feel free to ask any questions when I'm streaming on Twitch. Could be anything related to anime or ooh, or anything at all, and I'll go ahead and answer that. Usually go around from 9 p.m. like Pacific till 12 usually, or later, or whenever needs be. But anyway, we'll end it here, and then I'll pick it up again tomorrow. Thank you guys so much. Practice some self-care. I love you guys.